Hello students, in our last class we discussed about structure of sperm cell, and now we will discuss about different type of accessory glands which are associated with male reproductive system. When you observe the male reproductive system, what are the accessory glands are associated with male reproductive system? First one pair of seminal vesicles, Next, one prostate gland, and one pair of bulbourethral glands. Likewise, three types of glands are associated with male reproductive system. First one pair of seminal vesicles, one prostate gland, one bulbourethral gland. That is one pair of bulbourethral gland. So here, three types of glands are associated with male reproductive system. And what are the secretions are generally secreted by these three accessory glands? First one, when we observe the seminal vesicles, they are one pair which two in number, and these are opens into n portion of vas deferens or ampulla. They opens into n portion of vas deferens or ampulla. And then what are the secretions they can produce? What are the secretions they can produce? Here, seminal vesicles produces seminal fluid, and these seminal fluid consists different type of materials. One is vitamins, next clotting proteins, along with that fructose, mucus. Likewise, different type of materials are produced by the seminal vesicles as a seminal fluid. This, what are the main material present? Vitamins, clotting proteins, fructose, mucus, etc. material are present in the case of seminal fluid. And all this material together provides pH of 7.2 to 7.6 pH. 7.2 to 7.6 pH will be provided by all this material to the seminal fluid. And this seminal fluid releasing into which part? In the end part of the vas deferens or into the ampulla part of male reproductive system. Here, when you observe that fructose is present here, so that what will happen? Main function of this seminal fluid, seminal fluid's functions. Observe here, there is fructose is present. So fructose actually helpful for providing energy source. To provide the energy source, these fructose will be helpful. That means because of the fructose, this seminal fluid provides nutrients or nutrition to the sperm cells. That is the main function. That is nutrition. And next, second function. This seminal fluid helpful to remove the acidity in urethra. Remove the acidity in urethra. Here, when you observe that urethra acts as a urinogenital tract. Under normal condition, through the urethra, urine will be released. That means uric acid. So, acidic material is releasing outside through the urethra under normal condition. So, acidity in the urethra will increases because of the urine releasing through the urethra. And that acidity will be removed by the help of which fluid? Seminal fluid. So, to remove our acidity in urethra, seminal fluid will be helpful. And another function, that is for the lubrication of vagina. Likewise, three important functions will be exhibited. That are, first one, seminal fluid helpful for nutrition purpose as they consist fructose material. And next, they are also helpful because seminal fluid pH is 7.2 to 7.6 pH. That means slightly basic in nature. That base material, when it is traveling through the urethra, what will happen? Acidic nature will be removed. So, sperm cells can survive. When it is acidic condition, sperm cells are unable to survive. So, to improve the lifespan, to improve the survival rate of the sperm cells, we need to remove the acidity in the urethra. For that purpose, this seminal fluid will be helpful. At the same time, during the copulation, to inject the sperm cells into vagina, to improve the lubrication in vagina, this seminal fluid will be helpful. That are the main functions of these seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles are one pair in number and they are open into vas deferens, that means terminal part of vas deferens or into ampulla. And this seminal fluid releases into urethra, vas deferens, and in that seminal fluid, different type of materials are present. One is vitamins, clotting proteins, fructose, mucus, likewise materials are present. All these materials provides 7.2 to 7.6 pH to the seminal fluid. That is the information related to seminal vesicles. And another accessory gland is prostate gland. Here prostate gland opens into urethra. Prostate gland is present at urethra region. For example, this one ampulla region of vas deferens. And here there is a pair of glands . Which are called seminal vesicles. So at the terminal part, what is happening here? Seminal vesicles are opening. And after seminal vesicles, when they are opening into urethra, then it is formed common ejaculatory duct. This common exactly duct or urethra, when it is traveling towards downward direction, there is a gland which is also called prostate gland. That means this urethra is traveling through the prostate gland. This one is prostate gland and this one is urethra. Urethra is traveling through the prostate gland. That's why urethra portion which is traveling through the prostate gland is also called prostate urethra. Prostatic urethra. And next, when you observe the prostate gland, it is one in number. Downside of the seminal vesicles, prostate gland is present. And these prostate gland opens into urethra with multiple openings. Here, there are number of openings are present. Through that number of openings, they opens into urethra. There is no particular tube-like structure. And that prostate gland releases the secretions when the sperm cells are traveling through the urethra. When it is reaching to prostate gland also releases the secretions. And that prostate gland secretions consists different type of materials. In that first one, prostatic acid phosphate, citric acid, calcium ions, zinc ions, phosphate, next clotting enzymes, profibrinolysin, likewise, different materials are present in prostate gland secretion that are directly releasing into prostatic urethra. And in that, what are the material are present? Prostatic acid phosphate, next citric acid, calcium, zinc, phosphate, clotting enzymes, profibrinolysin. Likewise, different type of material are present in prostatic secretions. And all these materials provides this prostatic secretion, that is nearly 6.1 to 6.7 pH. Because of all these materials, prostatic secretion gets, what is the pH? 6.1 to 6.7 pH. And anyway, when you observe these prostatic secretions, what is the main function of this prostatic secretion? Here, prostatic secretions functions main functions of this prostatic gland is activation of sperm, and second one, coagulation of semen. These are the two important functions of this prostatic gland. Prostatic gland releases prostatic secretions. That prostatic secretions generally exhibit 6.1 to 6.7 pH. And that prostatic secretions consist, what are the material? Prostatic acid phosphate, citric acid, calcium ions, zinc ions, then phosphate, clotting enzymes, and then profibrinolysin. Because of these secretions, what are the functions generally they perform? One is activation of sperm. This activation of sperm actually takes place by the help of calcium ions during the fertilization. During the fertilization or during the sperm cells, when they are fusing with the ovum, during that situation, these calcium ions helpful to send the nucleus and proximal centriole into the ovum. And that activation of sperm is mainly performed by the help of calcium ions. So that what will happen? Fertilization, that means male nucleus will fuse with female nucleus. So that fertilization will take place. And during that situation, to activate the sperm, calcium ions are important. The calcium ions are secreted by which gland? Prostatic gland. And another function, that is coagulation of semen here. The liquid material which is ejaculated from the male reproductive system into the female during the copulation is also called semen. But when you observe the semen, it is sticky gel-like substance. That gel-like substance actually gets their nature because of clotting proteins which are present. Clotting proteins which are present in seminal vesicles. Clotting proteins are present in seminal vesicle, okay. But clotting enzymes are present in prostatic gland. These enzymes, when released, these enzymes act on clotting proteins, so that what will happen? They make the total semen in a condensed form. So that what will happen? The area or all the materials will be available to sperm cell in a very less area. At the same time, that gel-like appearance helpful to move vagina and uterus during the fertilization. And that coagulation nature will be provided to semen by what are the material? One is clotting enzymes and clotting proteins. So that what is happening here indirectly, they are conserving the energy which are utilized by the sperm cell. That is the main importance of this prostatic gland. So prostatic gland, 1 in number, they releases the secretions into prostatic urethra. There is no special duct-like structures. Through number of pores, they releases their secretions into this prostatic urethra, and that secretions are also called prostatic secretions. In that prostatic secretions, what are the materials are present? Prostatic acid phosphate, citric acid, calcium ions, zinc ions, phosphate, clotting enzymes, and profibrinolysin. This profibrinolysin later activates by the female reproductive system, and then coagulated nature of the semen will be removed. Anyway, what are the main functions of these prostatic glands here? Activation of sperm cell by the help of calcium ions, and coagulation of semen to conserve the energy which will be utilized by sperm cells. That is by clotting enzymes and clotting proteins. That are the two important accessory glands. And another accessory gland, that is bulbourethral gland. Here, bulbourethral gland secretes a kind of secretions. This gland is also called Cowper's gland. This Cowper's gland secretions consists mucoproteins. Mucoproteins are present in bulbourethral gland. Because of that, these bulbourethral gland secretions generally exhibit 7.2 pH. 7.2 pH. These bulbourethral glands are present downside of the prostatic gland. For example, prostatic gland. And downside of this, they consist a pair of small glands which are also called bulbourethral glands. These are prostatic gland, and downside there is a pair of glands which are also called bulbourethral glands. And these bulbourethral glands releases a kind of secretion which consists mucoproteins. Mucoproteins. And these mucoproteins provide these bulbourethral gland secretions 7.2 pH. Hey, what are the main functions of this bulbourethral gland? When the sperm cells are travels through the urethra, when sperm cells are traveling, these bulbourethral glands releases their secretions. And your main function of this bulbourethral gland is removal of acidity in the urethra. Removal of acidity in the urethra. That function also performs by seminal vesicles. Right. Same time, bulbourethral glands also helpful to remove the acidity in urethra. And another function, that is another function, that is for the lubrication of penis. For the lubrication of penis. These are the two important functions by the bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, one pair remember, they are present downside of the prostate gland. They releases their secretions into urethra, and in that secretions they consist mainly mucoproteins, and that secretions will exhibit 7.2 pH. And here, what are the main functions of bulbourethral gland means? They exhibit removal of acidity in urethra as like seminal fluid. At the same time, they also exhibit another function, that is for the lubrication of penis. Here, seminal vesicles helpful to improve the lubrication in vessel. Bulbourethral gland secretions main functions, removal of acidity in urethra, along with that for the lubrication of penis. And here, three types of accessory glands are present. One is seminal vesicles, prostate glands, bulbourethral glands. All these are releasing different type of material. These secretions, along with sperm cells, is also called semen. Along with all these three gland secretions, along with the sperm cells, is also called semen. And now we'll discuss about semen. Semen is a fluid which is ejaculates to outside from the male reproductive system during the copulation, and that semen consists sperm cells, plus seminal fluid plus prostatic secretion plus Cowper's gland secretion. Cowper's gland nothing but bulbourethral. So semen is formed by what are the material? Sperm cells, seminal fluid, prostatic secretion, and Cowper's gland secretions. And in this case, generally, every person in a single ejaculation, one person can secrete or ejaculate 3 to 4 ml of semen. Three to 4 ml of semen will be ejaculated by one person in a single ejaculation. In that, this seminal fluid generally occupies 60 to 70%. In the total semen which is ejaculating outside, in that 60 to 70% fluid is seminal fluid. And prostatic secretion occupies nearly 30%. Very less amount of secretion, that means Cowper's gland secretions, and sperm cell secretions, sperm cells occupies very less percentage in the total ejaculated semen by one person. So most of the portion occupies by seminal fluid and prostatic secretions. Next, when you observe this semen, releasing of semen controlled by autonomous nervous system or ANS. Releasing of semen controlled by autonomous nervous system. Especially these ejaculation of semen controlled by sympathetic nervous system. Releasing of semen or ejaculation of semen controls by autonomous nervous system. In that, sympathetic nervous system mostly controls which function? Ejaculation of semen to outside. In the total, one ejaculation consists 3 to 4 ml of semen. That 3 to 4 ml of semen consists nearly 60 to 70% of seminal fluid and 30% prostatic secretions, and very less portion will be occupied by the corpus gland secretions along with these sperm cells. And here, when you observe that 3 to 4 ml of semen consists 200 to 300 million sperm cells. In 3 to 4 ml of semen, it consists how many sperm cells? 200 to 300 million sperm cells. That means 1 ml of sperm cells consists 80 to 120 million sperm cells. Per 1 ml. Normally, total 3 to 4 ml of semen consists 200 to 300 million sperm cells. And 1 ml of semen consists 80 to 120 million sperm cells. That means range may varies from person to person. Likewise, these sperm cells are present in semen. But in the total amount of semen, there are 200 to 300 million sperm cells are present. In this, nearly 60% of the sperm cells should exhibit normal size and shape. In total sperm cells, 60% should exhibit normal size and shape, and 40% should exhibit vigorous motility. Vigorous motility. That means 200 to 300 million sperm cells are present in 3 to 4 ml of semen, or 80 to 120 million sperm cells are present in 1 ml of semen. Anyway, in this total sperm cells, 60% should exhibit normal size and shape. Otherwise, that person is unable to fertilize the ovum or unable to produce young individual. And in the total amount of sperm cells which are producing in one ejaculation, 40% sperm cells should exhibit vigorous motility. Here motility nothing but movement. So they should exhibit vigorous motility. Generally, sperm cell can travel 3 to 4 millimeters per minute. That is the general speed, normal speed. So that vigorous motility should exhibit by the sperm cells. Otherwise, the person is unable to produce young individual or new individual. So these are the conditions. Okay, when you observe this, normal size and shape, if not present, or motility absent in the sperm cells, all the conditions are medically called as, that means If sperm cells are, I'll mention it here. Teratospermy. Teratospermy means if the sperm cells exhibit abnormal size and shape, that condition is called teratospermy. If the motility is absent in the sperm cells, that condition is called asthenospermy. If the motility is absent in the sperm cells, then that condition is called asthenospermy. That means, if teratospermy condition is exhibiting by the person, that person is unable to produce new individual. If asthenospermy condition is exhibiting by the person, even in that condition, the person is unable to produce new individual. Right. There are two other conditions. Oligospermy. Oligospermy. Here, oligospermy means generally what we are saying here, 1 ml of semen consists 80 to 120 million sperm cells. If the 1 ml of semen consists less than 20 million sperm cells, that condition is called oligospermy. In oligospermy, what is happening? Sperm cells number is if the sperm cells number is less than 20 million per 1 ml of semen, that kind of condition is called oligospermy. If the sperm cells number is reducing less than 20 million, even in that condition, that person is unable to produce new individual. And another condition, that is azoospermy. Azoospermy. Yeah, less than 20 million is called as oligospermy. That means sperm cells are present, but very less manner. But in the azoospermy, sperm cells completely absent. That condition is called azoospermy. Like different type of disorders we can observe based on the number of the sperm cells, size and shape of the sperm cells, and because of the movement, different type of disorders we can observe in the male reproductive system or in the male person. That are nothing but teratospermy, asthenospermy, oligospermy and azoospermy. And remaining topic like female reproductive system we will discuss in our next video.